Young men are in crisis, and there's a market for that crisis. A thriving, seething marketplace where pain is the product. There are older men who built empires out of it. The Andrew Tates, the Jordan Petersons, the deceased Charlie Kirks, and the Nick Fuenteses. Snake oil fathers for the fatherless. Young men, these men tell you that your pain is someone else's fault. They tell you that women have stolen your birthright. That queer people have mocked your manhood. That softness is weakness. That empathy is treason. They feed you a cosmology of resentment and call it truth. They give you enemies because enemies are easier to live with than questions. And here's the thing. Your pain is real. It's rational. It's righteous. And it's been weaponized. You've been born into a collapsing world where wages rot, rents soar, and meaning evaporates. The old contracts, work hard, get ahead, have a life, have been shredded and burnt. Men before you got to imagine a version of the future where effort meant security. You get an algorithmic slot machine where the prize is survival. And while you're still blinking at the injustice of it, someone like Tate comes along to tell you it's feminism's fault. That your exhaustion, your confusion, your alienation are all caused by women getting driver's licenses. You know better. Somewhere you know better. The real betrayal isn't from women or anyone trying to live a life that makes sense to them. The betrayal is from men who've decided your vulnerability is profitable. They've made entire careers out of packaging rage. They tell you that strength means domination, that tenderness is treachery, that you must swallow your sadness whole and smile through the blood. But what they're selling you isn't strength. It's anesthesia. It's a tranquilizer for your humanity. The truth, the thing these self-appointed sages won't say, is that it's okay to be lost. It's okay to not know what being a man means. Every generation has had to figure it out for itself, but you've inherited an echo chamber of bad fathers shouting at you through YouTube thumbnails. And they tell you you're not man enough, not rich enough, not alpha enough, but that you could be if only you hated harder. If only you fought the women, the poor, the other. Listen carefully. These men do not love you. They want your clicks, your dollars, your obedience. They want you to be angry enough to act, but never reflective enough to heal. They call it discipline, but it's servitude. They call it truth, but it's tyranny dressed in gym shorts. You do not need to buy your masculinity from a man selling merch. You do not need to break others to prove you are whole. You do not need to be at war with softness. Because softness, if you think about it, is the thing that keeps us human. The thing that makes strength worth having. Every man feels the pull toward despair, the whisper that life's already decided that the game is rigged. It is rigged, but not by women and not by love. It's rigged by a world that measures worth by profit. That's the true enemy. The quiet machinery that eats your days and sells your hunger back to you. The Tates of the world are its salesmen. They are not revolutionaries. They are middlemen in a market of souls. Now, what if you stopped buying? What if instead of trying to be high value, you tried being whole? What if you admitted without shame that you are tired and that you are scared and that you need connection more than domination? What if you let yourself imagine a masculinity that could love itself and others without needing to crush? You have every right to be angry, but don't let that anger be herded. Let it become intelligence. Let it become compassion sharpened by clarity, because the world does need your fire. It just doesn't need it wasted on the scapegoats. It needs it aimed at the real problems: greed, loneliness, the cynical politics that divide us by design. You are not broken. You are not weak for feeling. The pain you feel is a sign of life. The difference between the men who use that pain and the men who transcend it is simple. It's honesty. One group tells you to harden and hate. The other asks you to look inward, to rebuild from what's still good. I was angry too once. Angry at the world, at my failures, at the sense that life was happening to me. And then I realized the cure wasn't in conquest. It was in creation. Build something, a skill, a friendship, a purpose. The only rebellion worth having is the one that makes you more human, not less. The men who eat boys want to turn you into soldiers for their brand of misery. Don't give them your youth. Don't give them your soul. Give your energy to something that breathes. Be dangerous if you must, but be dangerous in the service of kindness. Be disciplined, but in the art of listening. Be hard, but only against lies. Because someday, when the noise dies down and the Tates and the Petersons are replaced by the next prophets of grievance, the real question will still be there. What kind of man did you decide to become? And if your answer is one who stayed human, that's enough.